Welcome to Grandpa Hill's Faith and Family True Stories. Welcome to Grandpa Hill's True Stories. I'm sitting here with 4 of my grandchildren and my wife, Grandma Hill. And I'm going to tell a story about how love hurts. So in 1978, Grandma Hill and I got married. We had been married about 2 weeks. We had a great wedding and a miserable honeymoon. Now we were at college, 550 miles away from our parents, and starting our married life together. I was a student, and this was a big deal to me, to have a good marriage. We loved each other. We entrusted ourselves to each other. And then I went out and hurt my wife, your grandma, a lot. We had gone to bed, and all was well. When we awoke, it was a surprise, and it was hurtful. Sometime during my sleep, near the end of my sleep, I had a dream. And in this dream, from high in a tall oak tree, a very large flying squirrel, almost 2 feet long.
That's a really big squirrel.
Oh, it was huge. It was headed directly towards Grandma. And just the impact would surely be the end of her and the minimum serious fright and injury. As it approached, in my dream, I became aware, and I clenched my fist, willing to take all the impact and slug that squirrel. Then the screaming began. The squirrel wasn't screaming, and it wasn't a dream anymore. I had struck my wife full force in the chest, trying to get that squirrel.
The squirrel wasn't real, so...
After the screaming, there was shouting. After the shouting, yeah. After the shouting,
I could hear that, but
after the shouting, there was crying. Grandma was hurt, and she was crying. I had hurt her, and I was crying. Then, as the story came out about the squirrel, we were laughing. And we knew we would one day have a wonderful story to tell. Since then, our love, our marriage has blossomed and been very fruitful.
What about that time that Grandma kissed you when you had...
That's a different story. 8 children and 22 grandchildren later, I am so proud of her and all she has endured. Back then in my dream, I would sacrifice my life to save hers.
From a giant squirrel?
Yes. Now, not in a dream, I will, if the circumstances require it, die for her. And just as importantly, I will, regardless of the circumstances, live for her. That's my story.
Round of applause.
Round of applause. Go,
I had the microphone. Until our next Grandpa Hill's True Story in our Faith and Family section. Shalom.